Hi, hey, hello, and welcome to Power Word Play, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream where a bunch of random adventurers...
Yay!
That's so random.
So random.
Thanks, guys.
The dice are random.
Must...
He got a nat 20.
That's a nat 20.
Oh, good.
Yikes.
Must protect the swords close from the wrath of Tiamat. My name is Josiah. I am your Dungeon Master. And last time we left off, a little something different. The group fought against the Herald of Rot, Zayak. And as a result of winning the battle, all reached level 10.
Hey! That was frickin' tough.
So, why don't we just kind of say, what level you took and anything fun you ended up taking. We'll do a little round table, then we'll get right over to our roll for recap. Kenny, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I didn't want to go first, but it's okay. For my level 10, I took the feat Shadow Touched.
Nice.
So now Scree can do some funny little magic that we'll see later on. Or maybe we won't. Who knows?
Hope we do.
Oh,
Sweet.
and
Screed.
And me and DM made my Mage Slayer ability better, but that's a secret.
That's a secret.
A little bit of homebrew, because we realized you took it level 8, I think,
Yeah, it's been a
or
long
something.
time.
You haven't used it once.
No.
And I realized that, I'm like, oh, that's all me. Anyway.
I boosted myself up to level 8 of Blood Hunter.
Awesome.
So I was able to take the feat. I took Sentinel this time, because it's a long backstory of payback towards the DM.
Yes, Sentinel's a lot. I have witnessed.
Eon.
I took a second level of Wizard, and that's all I want to say.
Is there more that you could have said?
Maybe.
Is there more that you get at level 2 of Wizard?
TBD. Yeah.
Fair enough. So that brings you to 2 Wizard, 8 Artificer.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Alright.
Doric.
I took my 10th level in Bard because multi-classing sounds scary. And I got access to, what's it called again? Magical Secrets?
Yeah.
So I have some fun spells now.
He sure does.
Or not fun, depending on who you're asking.
Anyway. Sola.
I took my 9th level in Cleric. Basically just unlocking all those sweet 5th level spells.
Nice.
So gonna be some cool things to play with coming up soon.
Awesome. Cleric 9, Sorcerer 1.
That's right.
Perfect. Rhenerya.
So I took level 10 Paladin, not multi-classing, not because it's scary, but because after we've had a few discussions, that I'm proud to be one of the few, the only, I guess, well, second. Yeah, the purest pure blood. And it'll have to do with my backstory. That's maybe going to come up today or maybe not, because I was going to tell more secrets, but everyone's being all secretive about it. So
I'm not being secretive. I'm saying we haven't believed.
But I did get to change around some spells because of the level up and because of how we kind of strategized our battle with the triangle. We've been sitting in a triangle between Ramsey and Sola and myself. I took some spells that would actually help the both of you as well as myself.
Sweet. Sweet. Awesome.
Neat.
Great. Alrighty. Well, congrats. Welcome to level 10. Hopefully I don't kill you off right away. Let's roll for recap. Lowest numbers going tonight.
Had a nice little reprieve.
Oh, that's not a D20. I'm rolling D12.
You can roll a 12. It's okay.
Alright. Okay.
6.
13.
13.
15.
15.
I was a 16.
16.
I was 8.
8. Oh, Doric.
Oh, Dory.
Does somebody want to remind me where we started last
We
session?
were running after
Just give me a rough idea.
Ramsey was running away from us and we were following him, and then once we caught up to him, Josiah sent us all upstairs and you on mute so that he could talk to Darryll alone.
Oh,
Right. Right, okay, so, yeah. Darryll had his little funny moment. I have no idea what happened, because I was just there. You might have seen me playing guitar, because I am a bard. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
And then we continued somewhere, and then we fought some stuff, and Rhenerya actually died for a hot second. I remember that happening. Some of us got exhausted, which is kind of scary. I'm a little exhausted. Being an actor is hard. That's the life lesson, guys. Dimensional hold, Helpworth? What's that one called
Dimension
again?
door.
Dimension doored. Yeah, I dimension doored myself and Eon to safety during the fight, which was actually pretty clutch. The DM even told me so. That's how you know it's true.
There you go.
And I made Scream visible, which was really cool. Because rogues are funny when they're invisible, is the lesson. And then we killed a bunch of guys, and then we were like, oh crap, we're kind of tired. What are we gonna do now? That's the recap.
Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Thank you, Doric.
And we were all tired, and Sola was like, lol, YOLO.
See ya.
Talking to a statue?
Late.
Hold a Ramsey.
Yeah.
The way that actually pulls out, getting right into it. Everybody make a perception check at disadvantage. Besides Sola. One,
Oh,
15.
15,
12.
12, 5.
9.
None of you notice.
You're not.
That she.
It's gone?
Sola slowly crawls through a crack in the wall. Your feet against this muddy, kind of wet, not river, but small stream, small little flowing of water as you go forward 5 feet, 10 feet. And you see it start to open up around you. In front of you, Sola, is a very quiet space with no light and a staircase gently leading down to a stone plateau where you see a statue 10 feet tall, a circular sun mandala carved out of the wall behind her, and a shawl covering her face. As you continue forward, that feeling of lightness, of energy is just getting stronger. And as your foot steps onto the first descent downwards, this first step in front of you, you see a little light float up from the step. A small little globe of energy that just gently begins to orbit around you, humming just ever so pleasantly. You look down, more steps in front of you.
I take the next.
Another glob of light appears out of this step, begins to spin around you in tandem with the other.
Another.
Same effect.
But the statue talked to me, right?
Something did.
It said, I heard something. So Sola will continue down the steps, one at a time. In her peripheral, she sees these globes of light rising up, but her eyes are fixed on the statue, taking in every detail with like wonder and awe, and a little bit of like trepidation. But she also can't look away. She knows that like her friends were back behind her, but they're for the moment completely forgotten. And as she's nearing the bottom of the staircase, she'll quietly say aloud, "Who are you?"
There isn't a immediate response in any way. But make a religion check.
$15.
15? Okay. The Lyther-Tida that you know, you've never seen with this sun emblage behind her. The shawl, yes. The thin figure wrapped in robes, yes. But never that. But as you look closer, you do see a single tear falling from her, etched into the stone.
And is that piece familiar?
It's a symbol of Lyther-Tida.
If you can't answer who you are, then who am I? Why am I here? Why are you here?
You see, just for a second, just a strand of light peer out of one of these statues' eyes. Just a straight strand. You blink and you almost miss it, but it breaks your concentration for a second. And you're able to look around your space a little bit, slowly.
Sola looks around to see if there's anything else nearby.
There, in this space, is a pretty simple room. You see the statue being kind of the main thing, but as you look to the other side of the wall, above you as you walked in, there is a chiseled image. 3, in fact, side by side to each other. 1, a circle, colored in some sort of dark sediment. The middle, what looks to be this banana or kind of crescent shape. And then to your right, you see a circle with many jagged points coming from the surface, exactly like the sun mandala behind you, behind the statue.
very high, higher than Sola could possibly reach. I imagine.
At your height, yeah.
Yeah, being short as she is.
Yes.
Does the rest of the room barren, empty greystone? Is it like rubble? Is it cavern?
Plateau that you find yourself on. You can see that the steps leading up are just chiseled out of rock. But this plateau is different. It's too clean. There are lines in the floor that are too precise, like machine. Make an investigation check.
I'm gonna guide. 12. Yeah, 12.
Kind of looks like a. You're not sure what kind of stone, but it's very smooth. On this plateau, it's different than the other stone. That seems to be more natural to this area.
Okay. So, okay. And walls, like, is there just like plain walls? Is the cavern all around me, essentially?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So Sola will turn back around to face the statue. And she's gonna let her shield drop, essentially, to the floor, to the ground, with a bit of a clang, and it just kind of like rocks back and forth until it's still. And she'll reach out and just like touch the foot of the statue and say, is anyone there?
No response.
Do I see some kind of like mechanism that I could interact with on this statue in any way?
You look over, and this statue, you can tell that her eyes are, the ones that flashed, are directly looking at the sun. Engraved on the other side of the room.
The plain circle, is that it?
It looks like the circle with all the jagged points on the right.
Right.
Whereas there's a crescent moon in the middle and a circle on the left.
Right. And the eyes are looking at the jagged pointed one, you're saying?
Yes. Very sun-like. You would get the idea that's probably what
Got
is
it.
depicted there.
Okay. Does the statue turn if I attempt to turn it? Or is it fixed?
It looks like it's pretty fixed. Yeah.
Okay. Does Sola feel any kind of like pull to try some kind of magic? Maybe.
What do you do?
Well, Sola, with this 9th level, she feels like there's something new inside of her. And so she's going to take her 2 free hands and bring them together and look up at the statue in the eyes and say, "Tell me everything." And at once, this blinding light will suddenly erupt from Sola's eyes, from her ears, from her mouth, and start like flowing out of her towards the statue until it touches. And Sola, with this action, is casting a new spell called Legend Lore.
Nice.
Sick.
Mm-hmm.
I probably don't need to read off the full description.
No, I think that won't be necessary.
Basically, give it up.
This, yeah, and this is a good time for that. This statue, you get the idea, is very old. This statue specifically was created during the first times of troubles. An event that every religious order and most commoners are aware is when the gods took mortal form on the material plane. This statue you can tell has an importance. And from this it gives you that this was created for a funeral. As a burial site. There is also an energy connected to this statue in its creation that is fiendish in nature, separate from life or Tida. This is a burial site of one of Lethertider's most trusted and chosen. This is the burial site of the Valkyrie of life.
Of life or like?
Life. Can you roll a religion check as well, Sola?
Yes. $13.
Okay. Never heard of that before.
Okay.
Ever.
Is it too late to use my last inspiration?
Unfortunately. There are two entities tied to this statue. And with the last bit of your spell, you get Lether tied up and something else. Something equal. Something old. And something that still holds power. As the spell begins to fade, you see the statue's eye light up once more with that bright light illuminating a spot just a smidgen away from the sun on the other side of the wall.
Okay. So Sola feels a draw to try and light that sun up. And so she's going to try and cast a sacred flame on it.
Great. You begin the casting of your spell. Every emote of light, 10, 15, 20 of them that have been circling around you, comes to your hand in a fist, in a ball, and explodes out with your sacred fire. See, as it hits, begins to burn with this radiant light illuminating this sun in half of the crescent, leaving the moon dark. And as that happens, you see blue lights appear under each signal, illuminating them in a circular formation as a similar circular light appears on the plateau that you're standing on. And you feel the ground beneath you begin to shift and move. This circular plateau giving away, leading downwards. Further.
Sola is going to go because she feels pulled in a way that she can't resist. She will, on her way down, give herself a second level cure wounds because she's feeling a little bit
It's looking a little rough.
bleedy.
Just a little bleeding.
Would we have noticed by now that she's gone?
So I'll just quickly take care of that.
Okay.
That'll be 19 HP. Those good rolls.
Nice.
Okay.
So you begin to walk down, and these steps are far more meticulously crafted. Each one, the edge, adorned in bright silver. Along the walls, you can see murals depicting different humanoid figures coated in light. Some of them in battle, some of them providing aid, but all of them wearing some form of Lythertitus symbol. You continue stepping downwards and reach a small enclosed room. Above the entranceway is a plaque. In Gnomish, it reads, "Here lies the Valkyrie of life. May he guide Our Lady until her return."
So takes that in, and then does the path continue?
It does. Into a small room, the singular object inside of it. A silver sarcophagus. In the middle of this room, ornately created and crafted, diamonds and gems around its exterior. lovingly placed. And near this silver sarcophagus, there is just a small inscription in kind of the table beside us. What languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, Dwarvish, Gnomish, Infernal.
All of them.
Look at that.
In Infernal, it reads Fairentide, and then a ruin. Quite old and quite dead. One of protection. One of not entirely sure. But as you kind of like take this in and look, there's many different kind of, we'll say, light iconography in this room. Suns kind of hang from the ceiling. And it's kind of like weird, half metal sculpture, half like silver kind of thing. And on the sarcophagus, as you step closer, there is a space where nothing has been placed. Almost like it's meant for something.
Does it seem like my amulet would fit?
Yeah, it's a similar shape.
Sola will slowly remove the amulet and turn it so that it's situated just right, and place it down into the slot.
As you begin to do so, let's jump back to the rest of the group.
I grab everybody and plane shift away.
That's funny.
You don't, right?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
This amount of time has passed. The soul has progressed downwards at the end of this little portion. We'll do another check to see if you notice.
Are we doing a check?
Let's do that right now, actually.
Disadvantage again?
Yeah, perception at regular this time. The longer she's gone, the longer you notice.
8.
8.
17.
Okay.
I got 18.
14.
Dork?
16.
16?
Yeah, I noticed more than anybody else.
Rhenerya
So common.
is the only one who notices her little friend not around.
Has anyone seen Sola? I know she's
She was-
little, but
No, she was right. Do I notice the hole that she would have gone through now?
Or would I have noticed?
That's gonna take you some time to figure out. You can start looking.
She was right here.
Sola.
You saw her over here?
Darling,
She was like,
where did she go?
Dork, I would have thought of
The cat
all
was
people
the love
you
of
would
my
have
life.
noticed that she left.
I know. I thought
I'm in charge of Scree. You're in charge of Sola.
Oh,
God.
she was,
I didn't
no.
realize that she needed looking after. Oh, I've been such a fool.
I think we should be worried.
Can I?
Sniff her out, boy.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, something a little better.
Did she fall down a well?
From what happened last time, can I try and tap in that connection to see if I can sense where she might be.
Which connection? The
red thread. The
thread.
cloak.
Oh yeah.
The anchor.
Make a perception check at advantage.
That's 22.
Yeah, as you're investigating, there's only one place that has even a little bit of an opening, and it's over to the right of the room.
I'll go over to where you're gesturing to.
She went down there.
What? Where? That little hole there?
That perfectly Sola-sized hole. Gnome-sized hole.
Why would she leave without telling us?
Sometimes there's something that draws at you. That's almost takes you completely over. And speaking from personal experience, you don't know why. You don't even know that you're doing it until you turn around and notice you're all alone, or sometimes you don't notice at all until someone comes up and brings you back to reality, anchors you there.
You all do seem, aside from myself, very susceptible to those
Yes,
kind of
yes.
experiences.
Slightly. It's
And come back with new friends.
Is the ground hard or is it loose earth?
Loose earth on top of hard ground.
Okay, I'm just gonna start seeing if I can use mold earth to excavate some of that to make the space a little bit bigger while they're talking. I'm starting to dig magically.
Okay. It's going to take you a little bit, but you start the process.
Yeah.
It's like none of us would be able to fit, especially not me, but...
At this moment,
Wouldn't I be able to fit into the hole?
yeah.
Doric, yes, technically could.
What about
Doric's going in that hole.
All right.
Yeah.
if it's...
Doric is the one who he pushes Eon out of the way and just starts digging through the hole.
Let's go check on my
Give
wife.
you permission.
You see his tiny little booty disappear into the darkness.
And punt him.
You want to kick him further into the hole?
Well, it's not like we can fit down there.
Well, somebody help! I'm doing what I can. I don't know, hit the wall or something.
If I start digging,
Get your paws
I
out,
will not
Ramsey.
hear the end of the jokes from all of you for the rest of my existence.
Sola might be
Sola could
dying
be
down there.
could be hurting right now. She could need our help, Ramsey.
Yeah.
Dig!
Fine.
Dig, boy!
Come on.
I hate all of you. And I'll start using my hands to
All
start
right.
pulling rock and dirt away.
Yep, there you go. Sounds like everybody's working on that.
I'm gonna start aiming at like Rhenerya and everybody just like rage digging. Just,
With a dog.
yeah.
It's quick, Still a little slow. But it sounds like everyone's doing that for the point, so.
Can you sense her yet, Ramsey?
Just that way. Down. I can't tell you how far, but I can't even smell her. That's saying a lot. According to you, she stinks. Oh no, wait, she's fat. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
It's a fat, I said heavy. There is a
Okay,
difference
sorry.
between the two adjectives.
Yes.
What are you saying about my wife?
Shut up and keep going!
Yeah, he's
Very
just on the other
talkative,
side of the wall
so-
listening to you.
What do you see in there, Doric?
Like I said, it's quite dark. It's just a hole so far. I haven't gone far enough in, I don't think.
I thought gnomes can see in the dark.
Yes, we can.
Fake no.
Yes, but it's a long hole.
Yes! That's really good.
It's a
Are you scared?
dark hole.
Regardless,
Always a little bit.
Don't be scared to enter the dark hole.
Sola. As you place your
It's right
holy
there.
amulet
Like I expected.
down on the sarcophagus, it lights up. The sarcophagus, the room, now you see all these small emotes of light popping out of every one of these small little sun items and fixtures. All of them coming. All of them slowly floating towards or around you.
So just reach out to touch something.
It's warm. It's nice. It's comforting. And you see on this sarcophagus your holy symbol sink in and click as that similar light begins to glow from the lid of this area. You watch as all of this light in this room begins to build itself together to become this shining outline floating in front of you. You watch as this outline, this gnomish man with, you can tell it was pretty good armor. Really good armor. Oh yeah, that's yeah, expensive.
Oh, there goes your chances, bud.
You see, middle-aged man. It's got kind of like a scruffy beard that parts of it have kind of started to come in with a little bit of white. Short, brown hair. Or radiant hair. You can kind of get textures and shades of things, but not the entire picture. You watch as this figure kind of like takes in this light and you see kind of float down until the 2 feet rest on the ground.
Sola immediately drops to one knee.
The figure looks down at you. Oh, Darryll. You're quite the young one to be here. Oh, that's... Oh. Stand up.
Okay. She doesn't.
You must be a cleric of Light-twister. A follower?
I am. I fear I'm only half a cleric of Light-twister. I only have the light.
Whoa!
Light-twister.
Back up.
What?
Maybe let's start the introduction.
Oh, okay.
I mean, well, I feel like I am certainly your senior, so I should go first.
Sure.
You may call me William. Fogotog.
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 I am Sola Light-twister. Once Sola Deltok.
A girl with 2 names.
Yeah. Yes. The first was the second Deltok was my birth name. Light-twister is my given name.
So are you here for a resolution or a bit of advice? Maybe a recipe? make a good bye-bye. Although, this is a bit intense to come see me for that.
Maybe.
Why
next
are you here?
I want to know who I am. I know my name, but who am I? What am I? Why am I? Who made me? I don't know if these are questions you can answer. I don't know anything about this. I don't know his name from my memory.
Oh, this is a question that could be a history check. I'm going to give it to you. It's going to be a very, very high DC.
Sure.
Pull out all the stops.
I got one extra stops.
We need to know about that silly nat 20 again.
That's coming too.
That's good.
History, you said?
Yeah. Or religion. I'll let you choose.
Well, history's bad, so religion would be a 25. Right? Yeah.
25? I'll give you... that while the name Fogotom does not ring a bell, there were depictions of a gnomish man in armor who essentially was one of the falls of Lythertida that you learned about. One of these traitorous people. Does not go into details ever, but it does say that of these three, this one was the most kind. And that's all you remember.
I'm sorry, repeat that one more time. He was traitorous to Lythertida, is what I...
You're maybe getting that, this may be.
Okay.
Or it's very hard to kind of remember here.
Okay.
I'm giving you a little bit of something.
I feel like I remember you from my art history class. There was a painting that had a gnome in the same kind of armor that you wear now. But the painting did not look upon that man well. He was shown in a negative light. But are you the Valkyrie of life? Or
That was my title at one point. I don't quite feel the prestige at the moment, but... And you're a follower of Lythertida.
I am.
And if you're here, you must be a light touched.
Well, we know it as a Light-twister because I use the light in ways that I shouldn't.
Shouldn't?
Ways that are wrong.
Tell me, child. You see, there's just this shift. He points to the table where the inscription is. Do you know that name? Farentide.
Do I? I don't believe I do. No, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't.
And we failed. But you were here, so we must not have been wiped out. What? How? He looks around again and goes, what year is it? It's 1469 DR.
I'm As I'm sure I'm well aware, it's
Yes.
1469 GR.
Wait, it's going to change though because it's Cogsmiths and
Oh,
screw
yes,
year.
gotta be careful.
We're just rolling over into 1470
Oh,
GR.
that's very, very, very long.
How long?
Oh, I'm assuming at least a couple hundred years if you have no idea of Fahrenheit.
You said
see the light in this room kind of focusing around the top of this entity, spirit, as it just connects up through the ceiling, past where you can tell.
you said we mustn't have been wiped out. I don't understand. I'm a mistake. I'm not meant to be, I don't think.
It was Sola, correct?
Yes.
You're not a mistake. You're, from what I can tell, the last of the light touched. The last of Light-twister's chosen. You see, as you've been having this conversation, the light around the sarcophagus has been filling the room. As his voice falters in this moment, it begins to get a little bit dimmer. I don't have very long, and I feel there might be more than I can explain at this time. But let me try.
Please.
Light-twister is all that is good and evil. All that is light and all that is dark. Is that the same as you have been taught?
Well, yes. I mean, Light-twister is both good and light and dark, yes.
Right. Certain things have stayed. When I was alive, the last thing I concerned myself was the protection of Light-twister while she walked the material plane. And we, myself and the other Valkyries, we must have failed if we are not. If you don't know of this Light-twister that I knew of. When the gods walked the material plane, they took sides. War was raged. Continents burned to sunder. And Light-twister was neutral. She was always neutral. We accept all that comes from good and bad. That is the way of life, the cycle of souls. It must continue that way. But she was vulnerable. And she was weak. And in that moment, they were able to separate her. Our Light-twister was split. That which was good, we could no longer access. Her light, her radiance. But every Valkyrie was stricken by nightmares the second it happened. Unending torturous dreams. And a single name. That name. Looking to the inscription on the table. final mission was to free Life-Tida as best we could and to find some sort of combination that would work. There was so much evil. I now carry some of her light, of her as her chosen. And I am sorry. I'm so sorry. But I must pass this to you. This last mission, you must bring the light back to her face.
I will. But how? Where is she? How do I find her?
I am able to feel the presence of the others, their strength. There are two similar. I don't want to say two, that feels morbid. No, there's no other good word. Two.
Resting place.
I'll take that. Thank you, voice from the other side of the room. There were two of her chosen that were with me. The Valkyrie of Death and the Valkyrie of Revelation. You see, as you've been talking once again, just the light from the sarcophagus is going dimmer and dimmer now, about as half as bright as it once was. You must find them. Each of them carry a strength of Life-Tida, a piece of her that we were able to forge out of magic and steel. A piece of that light. It's a piece I carry. You see just this energy kind of waiting in this space now. Waiting for you to take it all in.
I will. And Sola reaches out to either touch it or draw it in or something. Were they your allies? The other Valkyries?
They were my bestest friends. But wouldn't make sense to grieve as someone who is, well, on a limited time. So please, do you have any questions? I wish I could give you more. The others might have more, but this is it's like someone erected this in such haste. I can feel the magic slipping through, escaping.
I feel like I may see one of them in my dreams. Someone who may be the counterpart of death, of darkness. I need him to be my ally too, you're saying. But a third, I don't know. I don't know where to find that one.
then you must. And if this figure turns to be traitorous, we cannot let the light go out. It's so weak. It used to be so strong.
I will make it strong again. If there's one thing that I do in this world is to help. And I can help with that.
See the sarcophagus, the light getting dimmer and dimmer, slowly now fading until it's almost fading away. Each bit of light around this spectral form slowly passing, slowly disappearing. Well, if you aren't successful, then well, we'll be in Life-Tida's embrace soon enough.
I hope to see you again one day in better circumstances.
Good luck, kid. Don't get cocky. And the spectral light disappears. And as it does, you hear the sound of gears turning. A gnomish burial is not a simple one, ever. As the top lid begins to slowly and lower itself to the ground beside it. As you hear Doric's voice, "Oh, Sola, where are you? Sola!
Sola! Oh, Sola! Where did you run off to? Please, it's still kind of dark in here. I don't want to be alone."
Sola just takes the flashlight from her side pouch and just clicks it on, and she doesn't say anything because she knows that Doric will find her.
How miraculous! I trust that must be you and totally not a trap. I guess I'll take my chances either way. Sola!
It's
She'll
me,
go
Doric.
towards slide. Oh, there you are. Where did you run off to? The group was worried sick. I was practically scared half to death.
Did you make it through?
Yes, I think so.
Was she alive?
I found Sola.
Okay.
Is she okay?
Doric, tell them I'm fine.
Give me a second and I'll figure that out.
We're sorry, Sola.
Doric, tell them I'm fine. It's okay. I shouldn't have run off like that. I shouldn't have scared everybody. We've had enough of that already today. I was pulled forward by something I can't explain or don't quite understand yet.
I see.
I met a ghost almost. The Valkyrie of life. It came to me here. This is his tomb. I have a quest now. I've never had a quest before. I've just had to help people. And now I have to help my god.
Well, I believe we're on a quest right now to save the Rocks of Fallen group.
Right, I suppose. This one I think is just for me.
Look at you moving up in the world.
I guess, eh? Thank you.
Soleil's doing all right. She's moving up in the world. I'm quite proud of her.
Look, tell her to come back.
She gets up here.
Would you come back with us, Sola?
I'm coming back, Dork. Would you tell everybody not to worry?
Oh, splendid. Yes, I'll tell them right away. Don't worry. She loves me.
Okay. I doubt she said that.
Sola's just like fighting back every cringe with her back still turned to Dork.
There you go. Okay.
And she doesn't fight that for now. She turns the flashlight into the sarcophagus, which has clicked open here.
Yes. Leaning inside, you see a gnomish skeleton, old and in full adornment. Although parts of it are, you can see, have kind of parts of the fabric have been torn or, lost itself to time. You're not really sure. In one hand, you see there's a scroll. The skeleton hand holding a scroll. But that's not what catches your eye. It's the simple, but oh so captivating piece of metallic armor that he wears. This piece of armor, you look at it from one end, your head tilts and you see this gold trimmed undershirt with this Son of Lathrotida. You look at it from the other side and you see a black, sleeveless, metallic undershirt with the shoulders cut out. Almost as it shifts as you look at it. Each of these depictions carries a symbol of Lathrotida. I forgot, but the black one has her tear, her eye and her tear hemmed into the bottom of the shirt.
Sorry, are these one piece?
It is one shirt.
Yeah.
That appears differently when you look at it.
I'm sorry, William. I don't want to disturb the dead, but I feel like you meant me to have this. And she'll carefully reach in and take it off of this skeleton. Kind of like trying to be gentle with the bones so as not to desecrate the dead.
Yeah. You're gonna make a roll for that. Can you make a sleight of hand to not desecrate the dead?
Can you roll for desecrate the dead?
Yeah.
Performance and turn him into a xylophone.
Uh-oh.
Please do.
Oh, extra desecrate.
Yeah, what was that? What was
It
that?
was a 5.
Oh, yeah. As you're picking up you're trying to lift one of the shoulders out, and one of the arms just kind of flies over, and then just
oh no, what is that?
you see it kind of flip over the end, and one of the hand just shatters on the ground, sending little finger bones everywhere, and just kind of shatters.
Shit. She kind of tries to put it back where it was.
You see the skull, not the jaw on the skeleton just goes.
No, shh. We'll just get off.
Amazing.
Okay. And she'll reach down and also take the scroll out from the hand, trying to just pry the
Very
fingers
gently.
back.
I won't make you roll for it. That's fine.
The kind of
It's just a very simple parchment paper.
Okay.
It's probably only stayed around this long because there's no moisture in the entomb process. So you kind of unroll it a little bit.
Yeah, really gingerly.
Very gingerly. And it begins with 2 servings of mutton, 1
Ah!
vegetables, and it's a long pot pie recipe. That's at least 40. Oh God, maybe 50 items long.
Very old.
It's called
well.
Grandma Fogeltog's ultimate pot pie recipe.
Amazing. Is it one of those recipes with no quantities? It just says combine
these.
some eggs until
As much
mixed.
as you think.
Pinch of this, some of that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to
MSG.
tease you. I'm so sorry to tease you. You can add the Valkyrie's Flight into your inventory
Okay.
because it's in D&D Beyond and I made it already.
All right.
It's not a recipe?
No.
Oh, I was excited
No, I
for
think
the recipe.
That's the shirt.
The recipe is a recipe, but the shirt is the Valkyrie's flag.
Oh, okay. I really want to eat that pot pie.
And
wanna eat that pot pie.
Sola will say to William, I promise I'll do your Graham proud. I will make this pot pie.
Doric's just like standing there.
What is
So like the dead
going
bodies like
on?
going everywhere.
Yeah.
He's just like,
But yeah.
All right, I'm not immediately seeing it, so we'll have to find that later.
Okay, fair enough. I'm sure Solo would totally not be like. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. All right, so you guys have kind of, well,
Oh, no.
broadly manhandled the skeleton and taken its things. Is there anything else you would like to do? I would say everyone else at this point, with Ramsey clawing in, you are breaking through the other side into exactly what I described earlier.
He said that she loved him, so either she's dead or he will be soon. Run.
Eon just-
Sola is alive. That's what I gotta care about.
So wait, hold on. Whoa. Let's give the lovebirds a moment.
No, Scree, go. You're faster. Go.
Okay.
Actually, this gets better. Yes, that one.
Yeah.
you guys blink and Scree's standing behind you.
Hello.
Right over the shoulder.
Every penny.
Sola will just like William has probably long since been put to rest with official rites far beyond Sola's skill, but nonetheless.
Make a religion check.
Okay, sure.
Information.
23.
Ooh. There's very basic funeral rites on here. Nothing intense. Nothing that would like give to you that this is a very important person. It is very meek, very humble.
Okay. Sola would like to add to these then with the best funeral rites that she knows. I don't know what that is.
Closing time.
Time of Your Life by Green Day.
Stairway to Heaven.
I like that.
Is it one? That's good. That's pretty good.
Nice.
And just like to really like set whatever soul was here to rest, to pass beyond the veil. And then, is there a way to close this sarcophagus back up? Did she able to see the
Yes,
mechanisms here?
Ironically, there is a mechanism on the inside that allows for it to be open, just in case.
Case of emergency, always
Case of still
good
alive.
gnomish thinking.
Yeah.
Good gnomish thinking to have
Gnomes are
backup
very
plan.
forgetful, like out of sight, out of mind kind of people. So they're
Somebody hits that last minute revivify.
you never know.
So, with her mage hand, Sola will back up and click that mechanism so that the sarcophagus can close itself.
Close.
Back up again.
Awesome.
And then she'll retrieve her amulet, I guess. And with a deep breath, put it back on. feeling the weight of it on her chest and the responsibility that now comes with it. And she'll turn back towards Dork. Okay, well, we shouldn't keep the others waiting, I guess.
No, they've been quite panicked.
Yeah.
Like myself. We should really not worry them more.
Right. I don't know what came over me. Let's get back. I'm finished here.
Oh, wonderful. Or just, and she grabs Sola's hand. Make sure you can't run away again.
Scree will grab the other hand.
Where the hell did you come from? It's great.
I was here the whole time.
Very, very
That's concerning.
Complicated Sola.
Love a good dead guy.
Let's not go into any drawers in this room.
I won't. Feels kind of holy.
Cursey.
Yeah.
Okay. Lead me back, guys. I can't even hardly remember how I got here.
Okay.
Ready? Led by Scree and Dork, you are led back to the group with Ramsey, Eon, and Rhenerya, kind of standing in this area, this plateau that's kind of looked through, or pardon me, fell through.
Oh, you're all holding hands.
Yeah.
It's the first time she's willingly let me touch her.
That's weird.
Yeah, I didn't want it to be weird. It was kind of comforting.
Are you okay, Sola?
Yeah, I am.
Are you wearing the shirt? Or?
No,
No.
She kind of, I don't even know what I did. Probably stuffed
Rolled
it in my
up or
pack.
something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very light, silky, like an undershirt, but
Right.
They thin.
tough.
I met a spirit of a servant of Lythatida long ago, the Valkyrie of life. And I'll tell you guys all about it tonight. For now, I have this. I'm gonna have to wear this or something. I don't even know what. I'll figure out what this does later.
Well, it certainly won't fit us, so I hope it's
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. I'm so sorry I ran off, everybody. I don't know what came over me. I couldn't even control myself.
I 100% understand.
Right.
No judgment.
You would.
None. I'm just glad you're okay.
Same. We don't split the party very often, so.
No. And it really sucks on this end.
Right.
I appreciate it now.
Doesn't it?
Yes. When
That
you
was-
just kind of. Sorry.
We're a team.
Sorry.
We need to
Sorry.
stick together. You can say it to him too.
Sorry.
Too dark.
Apology accepted, Ramsey. My fine chum.
There's some really interesting
Pushing it.
art on these walls. Did you notice?
Can I take a look around?
Sure, yeah.
Nope. No. It's perception?
Yeah.
12.
Not much more than what I described earlier.
I didn't major in. That's
Art wall stuff.
yes, no. It's more book.
Yes.
Do I still smell?
Holy shit.
Your new
Reading this item.
Do I still smell like fiend?
In equal parts fiend and celestial.
Coming from.
The area.
Okay.
So, Cogsley had depicted the revelation of the Valkyrie, in which a dark army appeared to be battling a light army and possibly winning. Was the iconography in that clearly similar to what's on the wall here, if I pull out that
There's
one?
nothing like exactly similar. The figure depicted, you do see pop up a few different times. This very, very tall woman with long, kind of red, curly hair. You can tell like it's been kind of like aestheticized up a bit, but you get the idea of like a very strong, powerful person. And it's
on the wall, sorry.
Yeah, like there's just like, well, on the mural, pardon me, it's like one strand of hair that has a twirl in it. You see this twirly haired person popping up a few times.
So if I'm interpreting this right, in the original like art in Cogsley's depictions and stuff, there's a woman that is Light-twister or some version of Light-twister.
Yeah.
That's what we're assuming.
Yeah.
But when we've seen Light-twister in here, she's like veiled.
Not really.
Well, we didn't.
Okay.
Only Sola saw the statue that was veiled.
No, we're in that room now.
Oh, are we done now? Okay.
Yeah, that's like in the first room.
Yeah.
So you would have seen that. No, it's more as the depiction that you saw in Cogsley just kind of matches a little bit what you're seeing on the murals around here.
Gotcha. Okay. I still don't fully understand the canon.
Okay, so I'm back, and I feel like we're not done down here yet.
We haven't found those
We
prisoners
haven't
yet.
found the prisoners. We haven't found the lead singer of Rocks Have Fallen yet. And I've wasted too much of our time. Did we see anywhere else that we could go to continue through this passage?
Why don't we sit for a minute? Why don't we rest?
That's a good idea.
Why don't you tell us what happened?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, let's take a short rest, and I'll do that.
As far as this area kind of concerns, you guys get your kind of at the bottom of the mine here. And a few different pathways that kind of stretch out. You can tell are like fairly new, and like are not very well
Traveled? They're not.
yeah,
Safe.
or even just like, produced or like, you know what I mean? Like they're very rough still. Lots of different gems and crystals still adorn the walls.
So we feel like this could be the end of the road down here. Okay. So I'll just explain to everyone that the Valkyrie of Life approached me, and we conversed, and he gave me a quest, essentially, to restore the light to Light-twister. That there were two others. The dark, the death, the dark, and redemption. I think it was redemption.
Revelation.
Death and revelation.
I don't know if that makes me one of them now.
I would say so if you accepted.
I did. It sounds like it.
Is it typical in gnomish culture to have burial sites under a mine?
I have a feeling that this was buried here long ago, and the mine was coincidence.
Coincidence?
Or it was the original entry and they just
Well, that could be too.
expanded off of a mine to keep it hidden. Either way, this was here long before the town.
Yes.
So I'm confused. So Light-twister was split, and only the dark exists now?
Does that seem to be what accurate?
You get, so here's what we'll give.
Sure.
Especially like from your conversation, you got the idea there's a time jump here.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure at what point William died. You're not sure what happened after.
Well, obviously, whatever light was left was, if he's saying you're the only one left.
Yeah, he called me a light-touched.
But if she was neutral,
Right.
then she would have had light touched and dark touched.
Correct.
I think she's a bastion for whoever wanted to be away from this war that he spoke of.
Well, maybe Lythertida bridges the gap between light and dark. She is both at once, and was neutral in that war. But that, in a way, was her downfall because I think she was alone. And
I'm wondering
vulnerable.
if her being split was not part of a more nefarious plan.
Sorry,
Maybe.
just on that line of thinking, the whole war aspect and like the gods walking on the material plane and stuff, is that common knowledge? Do we
In
know?
the same way that the continent shifted long ago. We know it happened. We have evidence. It's hard to imagine it happening now.
Mhm. But all of us would have had some version of hearing that
It's an event that happened, absolutely. Yeah. It's not a hidden thing. This was like every god going to get their own desires any way they could during this time. And most of that came at the cost of human life.
I'm just wondering if something of that magnitude, and from what I remember reading, it wasn't like there was a clear winner of this war. I'm wondering if your god was split in two, and the light side was removed, shall we say,
right.
to tip the balance.
Locked away.
Yeah. If not defeated, then hidden.
To give the edge. As I've said since the day we've stepped foot here, there is some presence of a fiend here.
Mm-hmm.
So what, you split a god in half and what's left is a fiend?
No, but as you see what we just fought, that's a servant of Beelzebub, one of the rulers of the hells. Someone like that doesn't send their lackey to set God over something like this for no good reason. This is of very large import.
Maybe not a fiend herself, but maybe aligned.
Yes.
Whatever was left.
And it wasn't just fiends, it was demons, it was other gods that just didn't agree with how the other ones wanted to do things. There's a schism split in two.
I think, yeah, this is all heavy stuff. We need to find this. I feel like we need to find this third Valkyrie because.
Yes. There's
Maybe.
many things we need to do.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember just sitting in a fucking bar and having a troll try and kill us?
Once upon a
Like-
time.
Good old days of troll. Not holy fuck, we're fighting gods now.
Like 3 days ago I was worried about dragons.
I know, that seems so now.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It kind of really puts things in perspective when we're no longer worried about like a whole army of dragons.
mm-hmm. Speaking of
I'm
which,
worried. I'm very worried about an army of dragons.
yes, no.
I'm very worried.
I hope so.
Can I
Yeah.
turn up the homing
absolutely.
beacon and find out where our friend is?
Yeah, you at this point Ramsey,
Mm-hmm.
what direction is directly above you? Because that's where Lily is.
You're really quiet. That probably means they're really far away, right?
What is your face doing right now?
She's here. Let's look up.
Alea is here.
Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing she's not alone. What was that we were saying about dragons again? Fuck.
I need to sleep.
Yep. I need it.
Yeah. I think we're probably pretty well hidden down here. Maybe we extend this rest a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Mhm.
keen to leave here if there's possibly a dragon up there.
Mm-hmm.
There's also some scary things down here too.
But I'm wondering if we go, since we made, you were doing the boo with the woo, the dirt, and what if we went ooh with the dirt?
We can ooh with the dirt.
Yeah. Not ooh woo.
Or is it catnap time?
I think we need more than a
Yes,
cat if
we-
we're gonna face a
Yes.
dragon again.
I'm out of. I need to lose my consciousness in order to regain my spiritual energy.
If
Yep.
Dar was here, I guarantee you at that very moment he'd be standing behind you with a frying pan.
Dunk. Well, gods, do we even, do we have time? Do we have time to, can we just stay here? Can we just hide?
Here's the thing.
Could a dragon even get down here?
It would take them a minute or two. We are beneath this, as strong and powerful as a dragon like that can be.
Mr.
We-
Grumpelump is solid rock.
Yes, we are through miles of rock.
But also, if they're up there,
But they don't
That's
know.
what they're doing.
They don't know we're down here.
but the dragon would see all the people up there.
What people?
In Two Hills?
When we were there, how many people did we see?
I mean, some, but not many.
Not many, and you have a
But-
winged thing of death coming towards you. I'd like to believe most of them would hide.
Well, and helping Sola find these other tombs seemed like it will make her stronger. She doesn't seem like a
Yes.
bad thing.
No, I agree with you though. We need to take our time. We need to rest.
I'm still bleeding.
Yes. Poor Rhenerya almost died.
Maybe my eyes are half shut from when he hit me.
That's how many damage you actually still
Sorry.
have.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's. We'll post watch, as usual, but we need to take a moment, because if we try anything right now, we are for certain going to die.
Yep.
No arguments, no dead. Plus, if we spend some time here, who knows? Maybe this thing shoves off and it's just Lelea upstairs. We've beaten her before, we will beat her again.
I would like to beat her again.
I will let you beat her as many times as you want. I will hold her for you while you beat her.
with my strong arms.
Exactly.
Hiya, hiya. She kind of just like punches in random directions because she doesn't know what to do.
Let's rest.
We'll work on that.
Relax.
We'll work on that. Okay? Technique first. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. But we need to rest. All of us are beat up. We are all hurting greatly.
Let's do it. And I can't wait. I can't make it this time, but when we are able to reprovision, boy, have I got a meal planned for you guys. For now, though, we'll have to just have these provisions.
You kind of built up and then, just right at the knees.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So before we all tug in for the night, we should do some things. Ramsey, you and I need to have a talk. But it's a good thing.
Okay. I thought you were angry at me, so.
Well, no.
Well, it's kind of like, you can't be mad at me because I'm not mad at you, because we both did the same thing, so it cancels each other out.
Yeah, but
I'm a little mad at
We're just
Ramsey.
mad at both of
Well, I'm used to you being mad at me. You're the angry for a reason.
let's start putting up our camp here.
Okay.
So we'll start, putting out bedrolls and cook fire and stuff. And as we're doing that, can we proceed with just RPing? Sure. Great.
I will say though, there isn't quite enough room
So
in this lower part.
gotcha. Maybe we need to
if
go
you
out
walk,
into the.
Yeah, if you walk back up to the main floor of B3, you don't have to be right next to the
Yeah.
the pole or the blood pools, but around in that area will
But
be.
comfortably close
Depends on your comfort.
to the blood pools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, we can stay
It
close.
says a little hand sticking in one.
There you go.
While we're here and doing this, we should keep an eye out for some form of a key too, because we still have that chest to open up.
I thought,
I think I know how to open it, but it just also might explode. But at this point,
but didn't it already explode?
no.
Oh.
Well, yes.
Once, but it could explode again.
A trap exploded.
Gnomes
on
are
it.
cunning little tricky
I mean,
bastards.
if we're planning on long resting, I could just spend a spell slot to spell magicking.
Ah,
We'd have to go all the way
that's a
back.
long way back up to that, though.
Is it a long ways back to that?
It's a pretty.
It probably took you about maybe an hour of travel time to get from the top of the mine all the way
Yeah.
down. It's
With a fucking dragon up there.
it's pretty, just because it's very not direct,
Sure.
right? And even just the time of coming back up, it'll probably take you a little less time because you know which way you're going. But
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
I feel like
Maybe.
somebody has the key, because why would you lock something in another room and then put the key in another room? I feel like it's on somebody.
I have a feeling that if we put
We
the
usually have
lyrium
things.
on it,
We could try that though when we go back.
it also might explode because lyrium appears to be a very powerful substance.
You would know.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
your pew pew.
I would very
Yeah.
much like.
We're gonna
some
sit
time.
and have a look at
Did
that.
you get the stuff you need for it?
Well, I think I have what I need. I just would like to take some time to look at it and make sure that if I start shooting it, it's not gonna back at me.
backfire?
Fair.
Because it's old and using a technology I've never used before. That's very interesting. But I've been thinking about it while we've been walking. I think I know how it works.
I'm excited to see.
And she'll kind of sit down while I was preparing this.
Start looking at that.
okay.
So Ramsey, I feel like I owe you an apology.
No.
That whole thing with the coin,
Oh, that don't.
I kind of thought you would just like run away. That's kind of, I thought that's what that would do, rather than like hurt you. I never meant to hurt you. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's still kind of there, but
Yeah, we're
it'll
gonna
go
patch
away.
that up tonight.
It'll go. No, yeah, I wear it as a badge of honor. Oh God, I've got badges now too.
That's your second badge.
This is what you did. See? This doesn't hurt.
I could give you more badges.
No.
Wait, no, that's not a good idea.
No.
Okay.
No.
We'll keep that back here behind my shield. Okay.
No.
Either way, I'm sorry. That was not. Yeah.
Ramsey wakes up just like, ow!
We'll make sure this doesn't fall into the hands of Scree.
It'll fall.
Yeah, I was gonna
Now that he's seen it.
say. No, it's...
Okay, we're gonna hide this. Anyway.
It's fine. I wouldn't have given it to you unless I trusted you to use it. That was the whole purpose. I still to this day don't know. I haven't figured out exactly how all this works for me. I've learned a lot in the past 5 hours even. That I am actually the one who needs to thank you. While I was here / not here, I was visited again by Octavius and a lovely little shadowy demon-y type figure of smoke with red eyes. It's a Tavai. I have no clue yet. I need to do research when we get back. But apparently it is is the progenitor of the curse. It gives us our power. It also is what drives us to lose our humanity. I'm guessing my sister at some point has had a run-in with it, and because it spoke about being chosen and how the others in my family weren't necessarily worthy of it, whereas I seem to be. The only thing that kept me from losing my humanity back there was you. A small red thread. Exact same from your cloak, actually. Floated past me, and when I looked, I saw what I assumed was you in the distance, being attacked by... I pointed the pile of dust that was Zayax. Zayak. And it is the only thing that kept me sane, that didn't send me into just a fury to hunt this creature. It was, no, it's hurting my friends, my family. I need to keep them safe. You are my anchor. So, not only are you forgiven, but I thank you. From the bottom of my heart.
Well, I'm just glad that I was there to help, even if I didn't know.
Oddly enough, you weren't really there and you're still helping.
Well, here, hold on. And she'll just like pull the cloak over and just kind of like pull out a thread and pull out a thread. Give me your hand.
Aww.
And around Ramsey's pinky, she's gonna tie a red thread so that you don't forget. And hold on. One other thing, and she'll take your figure. Are you human right now? Nonetheless, I feel like your fingernails would be a little bit sharp.
Yeah.
A little, not much.
And she'll just
What did?
take his finger and scratch the palm of her hand and
Why did you?
leave blood on his hand. I think you're going to want this. Because I can also do this now. And just for RP's sake.
I know.
Do it!
She channels some light and like it disappears into the cut, and suddenly Ramsey's hand lights up in this like magical radiant claw.
We're going to have fun with this.
When the time is right.
And I just try and strike a huge stone that's there.
Sure, roll hit. Make an attack roll.
So that's how you punch.
You aim.
Her arms are stronger. Her shoulders. So what's going on?
It's like one of those like early 2000s rave parties. This is so funky fresh right now. Sorry. Anyway.
Wacky waving and
The
pointing.
best of electric circus.
Back to the incredible
Okay,
RP.
22.
You guys watch as Ramsey's arm, covered in radiant light, punches through this rock. It immediately turns to rubble, cracking all the way through and disintegrating.
So loud.
What's going on there? Ramsey, are you angry again?
No, I'm not.
Okay, you're just staring at your hand.
Especially when just the other one, that icky black, just comes forward.
Yep.
Kind of funny.
Yeah.
The lights and the dark.
Like it was meant to be.
Oh, little sister. What trouble we are going to get into.
This is the whole reason to have a big brother.
Let's go save your god.
Anybody else want RP?
Both of you take an inspiration.
Yeah!
While Eon is trying to figure out her pew-pew, yes, that's what you're doing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need some more descriptive words. Any of them.
I am meticulously analyzing the
Firearms
arm
guy in me is just constantly like
Thank
catching a barrel going, no.
and periodically
Finger off the trigger. Finger off the trigger. Finger off the trigger.
Remember the rule. Only pointed at something you wanted to destroy.
Minus.
I'm gonna go sit beside her.
Okay.
Eon,
Hi, Rhenerya.
I don't think I've ever given you a chance to say all the credit that you should be given. If you hadn't gotten rid of that, I wrote big baddie in my notes. I most likely wouldn't be here without you and Sola. So thank you.
Which big baddie are we talking about?
I guess all of it. I wrote Eon takes out big baddie.
Zayak.
Yeah.
Oh,
Zion.
the one.
Your cannon was the last shot.
Yeah.
That killed him.
Oh,
That went
yeah.
through
Because
his
you
forehead.
critted it.
Sorry,
Oh,
I know
yeah.
you're focused on your people. Yeah, that just happened a couple hours ago.
A lot's happened in a couple hours.
It's true.
But I wanted to ask your help for something, if you don't mind taking your focus off of this. I'm just gonna like lower her hands down. Do you recall when we got to the elevator, the mine shaft, there was a symbol on a box that, and I do apologize, quite upset me. I would say probably second to Ramsey, maybe first place. I do have an anger problem, not quite as bad that I attack my friends.
I'm just sitting there with like, flicking little radiant rocks towards Doric.
To Doric.
didn't seem odd that there was a crate of liquor and pop here to you in a mine, an abandoned one least of all?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty weird.
Yeah, I don't think it was liquor and pop, right? Is what it was, yeah. I think it was something that you and Ramsey may understand better than I do in terms of explosive liquids, poison. It didn't belong here. At one place, at one time, that symbol symbolized sympathy, kindness, helpfulness from when I grew up in it. But as you know, there were reasons that I haven't shared yet why I left. And that symbol now represents, to me, revenge.
I can understand that.
You can understand revenge, wanting to kill one particular person because of one particular reason.
But usually there is a reason.
I took an oath a long time ago, well, a few years ago, from, you're probably familiar with the Oath of Conquest. There's a lot of oaths that paladins can take, but there was a particular god that sought me out that I thought was helpful in my time of need. Have you heard of the Che dynasty in Eloria? In Eldoria?
Is this a common geographical element?
It's like kind of a neighbor to the Swords Coast coalition, but it's
Because Ramsey had
separate.
been aware, right? I think it is.
Yeah, it's kind of like a separate country, operates on its own thing, but has a lot of trade relations and political activity with the Swords Coast and that kind of thing.
I mean, yeah, I've heard of that place. I've obviously never been there or anything.
My grandmother, Zephrina, she found it. She wasn't born into it, wasn't born with magic or any particular type of skill set. It was through her kindness that she really just had a following. When it came to the wars that Sola and Ramsey keep talking about, she was known through the Che dynasty to be a neutral party, to help anybody from either side that was in need of help, medical help, magical help. But then unfortunately, and fortunately, she gave birth to my mother, but then also my Uncle Damon. You hear Scree like in the background listening to
That exact sound.
Yeah. It's okay, Scree just always keeps near me.
Yes.
As long as he's not on my back anymore.
Yeah. That's only during battle.
Yeah. Don't worry.
God, where'd you come from?
You get used to it.
You really do.
When my mother married my father, who was a commoner, she decided for momentarily, at least while I was born, that we would kind of leave our royal family aside, kind of just live on a farm on our own. However, when Zephrina, my grandmother, unexpectedly got quite ill, in spite of the fact that my Uncle Damon was the elder and should be inheriting the dynasty, my grandmother felt that my mother was better suited for the role, which, if you knew them both, you would understand. My mother was oddly willing to give up our life on the farm and go back to rule the dynasty, but you can imagine my uncle didn't take kind to that. Shortly after, he killed my mother, and my father killed himself out of grief. Thankfully, for my sake, my God found me in time. I took my oath, kind of went into hiding, I would say, as you would say with quotes, so that I could build my strength to eventually not take over the dynasty again, but to avenge my parents' death and make sure what Uncle Damon, what I think he would do, not come to fruition. But I'm telling you this, Eon, because I think what I think Uncle Damon is coming to is coming true. Which is why the stronger I get, which I think I've gotten stronger with I guess I'll say the 5 of you, the more he knows where I am. Have you heard of the Tempest?
I don't think so.
I don't know much either, and neither did Ramsey. We were hoping that his brother would help us, but what I know of the Tempest is that there's 3 of them. They wield some sort of dark magic, and my Uncle Damon has used them to either gain power himself and use that power clearly not for good, if he's helping whatever is imprisoning these people in these mines and this oddly based tomb that's down here.
It's not a coincidence.
Bah, where'd you come from?
This is a small room.
Eon's not perceptible.
We're trying to whisper.
We're still flicking rocks. Just like, it's that crate being here and everything that has happened since then. The inclusion of the Tempest. There's too many things all stepping in time. It's like a dance of all the people and things in our world that are evil seem to be on the floor.
There's an obvious reason why my grandmother did not want my Uncle Damon
Yes.
to inherit such a large continent with so much power, known for kindness and for spreading it around. When for years and years that is what our family had done.
It's the letter I wrote. The only one I know of who can find out information that quickly would be my brother. And we need that information.
I know it's a heavy day, Eon, for all of us.
But you have a pew-pew.
I do have a pew-pew.
That's canon.
Did you do that on purpose?
Nope, but hey, happy accident.
Rhenerya. I'm so scared of you. And like more than other people. And I wouldn't want to be your uncle. I don't know what any of us can do to help you, but I'll be there.
You can all do so much more than I ever could have thought. When I first joined, well, I guess when I was first introduced, actually, to you, it was under the guise that the Silver Hand, feels like a long time ago.
Gray Hand.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
Behind me. That's why I stayed here.
That's faster than me. That's good.
That was very in character. It was that fast.
Yeah.
It was
Quick.
they would help find more information about my uncle, which did not happen because he's quite elusive and what he may be up to in finding me. But by the time I had that conversation, I'd kind of, say, fallen in love with this group a little bit. I think we are stronger together. I fear what my uncle may be stronger of if he's dealing with the Tempest and clearly these dark forces that have taken over Sola's town as well. But we've got one down so far in Sola's town. Together.
We're kind of badasses, aren't we?
Sure.
I think we are.
Like, really? Like, when you look around the room, we're not the piddly group that walked into the yawning portal all that time ago. We're not hiding under tables anymore.
I really wish I could. We don't go places with tables very often anymore.
We really don't, do we?
No.
We're not always helping being nice. We're not always angry.
You should look in the mirror when you say that.
Oh no, I'm just Say,
Like pointing to my bruised eye.
we don't always need the shiny.
Yes, we do.
Of course, we're like talking back. You're trying to like inspire us.
You remember the last time you did get the shiny? What happened, Scree?
I fucking almost died.
Scree would splat.
Blown it into pieces.
yeah. I need the shiny.
But, and some of us have even found, dare I say, love.
Love,
Yes, Bonnie.
you really think so?
Why would you bring that up, Ramsey?
It's okay for Scree.
Seems like in a corner crying.
Look what you did.
You really need to get over her. She wasn't that good for you.
She was more than good for me. And then we killed her brother or something.
Technically.
You guys skinned him alive. Or you
In a court of law, your confession, though.
I repented for my sins.
I'm kidding.
And one time you prayed, you're like, thank you, God, for hats. And that was your repentance. You're like, I prayed once, I'm good forever now.
Yeah.
I'm free of sin.
He was just the toe guy.
Oh,
Yes, the toe.
that's what it was. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I lost my toe.
The toes. Sorry, the toe.
Well,
But-
something we've done every single time is we've worked together, and you know that's kind of working. So I do have a bit of a proposition.
I'm all ears.
Since you're sharing blood and stuff already, and she'll pull out a little brass dish, kind of waddle over and set it on the ground. Look cautiously around at everyone.
Do I know what it is?
She'll take a fingernail and not looking at it, but looking at all of you, draw a big circle around this dish. I think if we're going to keep going up against all of this crazy stuff, we need to make an agreement to each other to stop keeping score and counting. This is a little bit more me. and maybe being a little less impulsive. And working together to battle all of this that's coming up. And I've been doing a lot of research and practicing, and if you trust me, we can agree to this together, to be in this together as a family. Because
You're that, Sola. We're part of the family.
And Doric, I owe you 2, so this would make it even.
That's true.
That sounded a little begrudged, but I'll take it.
She'll cut her hand and pour a drop.
Whoa.
I'm in. I've cut myself once today already, so.
Hasn't healed yet.
And Sola will hold her hand over, and blood will drip in, and it kind of like with light as it falls into this bowl.
Alright. I trust you, Eon. And I have like probably like drips like black.
Absolutely.
Just some
Yeah, it's
blood
like acid.
already.
It's like acid.
Yeah.
After you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Screw will just. Ouchie.
Just a little bit scream. Just
And then, yeah, it was just.
Nice.
Doric, are you in?
I do love a good blood ritual.
That a gnome.
Sola, Ramsey's got a look on his face again.
Is there anything written on the bowl?
I think that's just his face.
And it is just a, it's just a bowl.
It is our Eon, Ramsey. She's never really caused us any harm.
All of you need to understand the power of blood. It is one of the binding things through all of the cosmos. It is unbreakable. Even with the gods. You're not the only one who keeps score. He drops his notebook in front of her. All five of them come out and just...
It's like kaboom.
Yeah.
We are, and for will ever be, family.
She'll reach into her pocket and grab her scraps of metal and throw them in. And at the same time, shoots fire into it and it bursts into flame. And it crackles and screams and giggles and whooshes. And abruptly goes out. And some little legs crawl out of the bowl. And there is a tiny spider. And it has a big eyeball on it. But it's different than Iris. It's more pristine. It's not made of scraps. It's symmetrical. It's beautiful. And it's bright red. And it comes over to Eon and crawls and settles on her shoulder. And she just sighs. That's a really big deal to me. So thank you. I'd like to have a nap now.
We've all more than earned one. Who's taking first watch? Or
Good question. Well, I was going to do one last thing.
oh,
It's hard to, like, that would be such a good note to end on, though.
Eon's already asleep.
Yeah. Ren, before we go to sleep.
That's the most she's ever spoken.
Yeah. She's
Jesse just pulls the blanket over top of her.
She's an emotion.
Iris is like,
I'm still awake. Yes.
Before we go to bed, I thought of a way that I could help you.
Okay.
I haven't done a divination yet today. Do you have a question that you would ask of the gods? If you could ask anything.
Ramsey, do you think it'd be more imperative, with your historic knowledge, to find out more about the Tempest I'm contemplating?
Well,
Because your brother is possibly already helping us assist where and what my uncle may be up to.
yes. It
Or is the
wouldn't-
Tempest related to what's happening with Sola as well?
Well, either way, if we can at least find out if they're after us, if we are their target, We know they're coming.
I feel like I don't know if we're the target. I think they are for sure assisting at least.
But that's what I mean. Is if they are actively seeking you, if they are under
Any yes or
advisement.
no question, Sola?
It is a divination is an anything question.
You can ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or
Goal,
Activity
event, activity.
within 7 days.
Right. Yeah.
I give you a truthful reply.
It might be a short phrase.
Are we going to
Yeah,
die
or not the
when
rest
we
of
leave?
Cryptic rhyme.
Just
Right.
I would say that's 7 days. That's tough.
Has the Tempest assisted in any of the fiendish encounters? that
There we
we've
go.
had?
That would be.
Sure. Okay.
To end the night on a light note, just out of curiosity, Scree, what do you think I should ask?
I remember the screen whisper in there. So that's grandmother have a crush on me.
That's a great question. Does is Julie Green? No, that's not her name.
Yeah. It is.
You were on the ball.
Yeah.
When it matters.
Is Julie Green like actually like really into Sola's grandpa, or is it just like just a
Platonic thing.
yeah? Are they just like
Hold.
friends?
Hold on.
I won't be asking that, Sola. That's. I think Scree has a little crush.
I like her. You can call me grandpa.
This creates a lot of conflicting feelings.
Papa.
That works.
Scree.
This question was intended for Rhenerya.
Well, Scree's my pal. I was just
Yeah.
curious as to what he might thought.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess once I
But I won't
pass
be asking that.
the divination to you, I suppose I can't stop you. So
I won't be asking that. I will not.
I'll
I
wait for
apologize.
my turn.
I'll keep you in mind.
You gonna win long.
You know, I do love my grandparents, and I like that they are together. So
Not for much longer.
they are for all intents and purposes the parents I have.
So your grandfather was a bit of a stink. Scree would be a fun
that
grandfather.
doesn't matter.
Go play catch.
We'd be like best friends.
You have to ride a bike.
I've never learned how to ride a bike. Wait, no! That doesn't matter! It doesn't matter.
Ramsey, should I change my divination question?
Oh, eat shit, you all sleep. Oh, look at the ceiling.
Okay, you know what? Fuck this! Rhenerya, wish I might have the divination I wish tonight. Rhenerya, go!
Okay, has the I don't know, I'm putting
Everybody pray.
Okay,
Everybody
yeah,
pray.
everybody
We're praying.
scream.
Everybody pray. Everybody pray.
I like positioning our hands together.
We're divinating.
Was the Tempest involved in the encounter, I guess that we had today, right? In the fiendish encounter that we've encountered today and that Ramsey is sensing in this place?
As soon as that question is done, Soul's like,
Dang it.
And also if you can tell me
You get a faint ethereal image of Gilligren happily bouncing from her garden back to the Sola's residence, and then this shifts as your actual divination.
Oh no.
Must the old no born.
What was she bouncing?
You see an elbow. You see a side of a person.
elbow.
You see a gold scale that covers their elbow. And as it grows in this picture, you see that elvish face. Cracks of gold across his skin. Smiling. Laughing. You've not just seen the Tempest at work. You met him.
What?
Mother.
Who?
Guess who the elf?
And that's where we're gonna pick up for next week.
This cavern?
Mm-hmm. Is one of them.
It was a gold-faced elf.
Yeah, with the gold veining through.
But
It's
he's
part of the
also
te-
Beelzebub?
No, works
No.
for.
No, yeah, worked for.
It was the original one that,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
So you're fucking
Well, no, sorry. The Fiends, Zyax, was.
No, my uncle's not a demon. He's
No,
a
he's,
dragon.
but he's working with
Anyway,
Yeah.
so many conspiracy theories.
No, the chat's just gonna blow up again.
Who knows? Who knows? But thanks so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your night, and hi, hey, hello.
Oh my god.
Okay. So,
Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum.
Zyax.